Good evening and welcome to the week ending August 14th, 1943. My name is Henry Chop. Tonight we are going to listen to World News Today, the Cavalcade of America, the Kraft Music Hall, and the Whistler. If you love these vintage radio programs, consider supporting us on Patreon. Our page is titled World War II on the Air and in Print. You might be asking, what's in it for me? Well, I am glad you asked. On that page, we are following World War II one day at a time through newspapers and pop culture. We are doing this every single day through two separate timelines. The first timeline begins in 1938, a year before the war started. That timeline is published in the United States evening hours. Our second timeline begins in September 1941 and traces the United States' involvement with the war, and that timeline is in the United States morning hours. Both timelines feature daily newspapers and what I call broadcast day uploads. Those are basically everything I could find from a particular date. It could be 10 hours, it could be 1 hour. It's an interesting recreation of the radio schedule, and it makes you feel as if you are there. On the weekends, we also feature movies. What I try to do is recreate an actual double feature that was playing in the theaters that weekend. The price as of 2024 for just the vintage radio broadcast is $2 a month. The price for the radio broadcast and everything else is $5 a month. It really is a bargain for the amount of content that is shared. A link to our page is in the comments below. Take the time to browse through our Patreon page. If you find the content on this channel interesting, you will be blown away by our Patreon page. And ring the bell to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and please share our content on your social media. Get the word out about us. We are still in the summer months in our timeline, and just like today, many of the big stars are off for a vacation. In a couple of weeks, they will begin to filter back into our schedule. I was surprised to notice that Bing Crosby was on the air in August. We're going to hear him in about 45 minutes or so. That is unusual for a star of his stature. Now, if you want details about tonight's old-time radio broadcasts, expand the description section. Now let's turn on this old tube radio, that's our time machine, and give this stuff a listen.
World News Today, brought to you by Continental Radio and Television Corporation, makers of Admiral Radio, America's Smart Set. By shortwave broadcast, direct from important overseas stations, as well as the leading news centers of our own country, CBS correspondents are waiting to bring you a complete report from the world's political and battlefronts. But first, here's Doug Edwards.
The British Eighth Army has swept three-quarters of the way around the western slope of Mount Etna and has captured the Axis strongholds of Adrano and Bronte. British reports say the American Seventh Army is now within 50 miles of Messina. RAF planes based in Britain have struck a triple blow at North Italy by bombing Milan, Turin, and Genoa. The Russians are advancing steadily in their drives for Kharkov and Bryansk. And from Madrid come unconfirmed reports that Reichsmarshal Goering has become Germany's new strongman as the army takes over. And now, for news direct from the Mediterranean Theater, Admiral Radio takes you to CBS Algiers. Farnsworth Fowle reporting.
When I landed in Palermo, I bought a German guidebook that trusted me thoroughly in what to see in Sicily, what was ancient, what was picturesque, and what was beautiful. That book wasn't much use to me. The memorable part of the trip wasn't the places I saw, it was the people I met and talked with across the island to Catania. First, the Americans. There was an Italian-speaking soldier from Cambridge, Massachusetts, who with a handful of others was putting the town of Capizzi into shape after the fighting troops had gone through and before the AMGOT staff arrived. To quiet the ears, restore public order, get the concealed Germans out of hiding, and see that people got their daily bread called for plenty of practical common sense with a considerable dash of courage. An infantry soldier from Trenton, New Jersey, named Herman Galbraith, told me how his outfit hung on right under the noses of the Germans in front of Salina, practically surrounded by enemy, and how the night before, wounded in the foot, he had made his way 3.5 miles back to our main position. While I was talking to him in the casualty center, an orderly handed him a nice blue leather case with a Purple Heart on it. But what he really was waiting for was a letter from his wife Minnie in the WAC. There was the general in command of an untried division, he said, The Germans thought we were saps enough to stick to the road, but we showed them that we could fight just as well as they can in the hills, and better if we could fairly have added. And his superior general, who said that if all the fresh divisions fought like that, the generals wouldn't have any worries. There was young Colonel Arthur C. Salisbury, commanding a famous pursuit group. A couple of weeks ago, his plane caught on fire over the enemy lines. He drove it as far as he could, and then bailed out, landing just inside the British lines, where they had started brewing a cup of tea for him as soon as they saw the parachute on its way down. Up on Bloody Ridge, after all these years, I ran into a Nazi who admitted that he and Germany were beaten, and I gather that feeling is on the increase among lots of other German soldiers. I met lots of Italians, too, though in Sicily they think of themselves as Sicilians first and foremost. In their towns and villages, the flamboyant utterances of Mussolini have been plastered all over the public places for more than 20 years without taking root. But the tragedy of it is that nothing else seems to have grown up in its place. A judge in Nicosia told me how he and his fellow judges had wept in their private room when they were told to render judgment in favor of a friend of the Duce's. But they had done. After all, he said, if they hadn't, they would have lost their jobs. Sicily has given a grand welcome to the Allied forces. If Europe is to be like that, we can expect pleasantness and passive cooperation everywhere. But I don't think that Sicily is the real pattern for Europe. Further north and east, we'll find people who have been fighting on our side, many of them actively, for years. They will have lots of positive ideas about their future. The Americans I met in Sicily gave me a feeling of pride. The Sicilians, an amiable people who have not yet had a chance to grow up. I return you now to New York.
More news in just a moment. But first, here is Warren Sweeney with a word from Admiral Radio.
This is a true story about a general of the Army Air Forces, the heroism of his men, and a radio. Several months ago, flying fortresses were on a mission 400 miles inside Jap-held territory. They sank 2 enemy tankers. Then Jap Zeros attacked, disabling the lead fortress. It made a crash landing. The crew got into rubber boats, paddled for a nearby island as the Japs began machine gunning them. The other fortresses drew away the fire, circled continuously to protect the men in the water. But rescue was out of the question. A flying fortress, you see, is a land-based plane, unable to set down in water. No, rescue wasn't quite out of the question, because flying fortresses are equipped with fine radios, many of them being built by admirals. A message sent by radio brought a Navy PBY flying boat. Every member of the disabled plane's crew was rescued. Among them, one of the Army Air Force's most distinguished fighting generals. Here, unmistakably, is an example of radio's value on the battlefront. Its power to coordinate action, its importance in preserving life. Here, too, is a thrilling story insofar as Admiral and Admiral workers are concerned. For both great Admiral plants are turning out these radios that serve so well, building every sort of radio device that will help bring defeat to the enemy and victory to our own forces. Now, here once again from World Radio is Doug Edwards.
Britain-based bombers have given Italy a fresh idea of the price it must pay for stalling on the peace issue. RAF Lancasters flew over northern Italy last night to pound the cities of Milan, Turin, and Genoa. These 3 targets contain some 2/3 of Italy's industries and their centers of communication for the northern part of the country. Last night's raids are therefore believed to have slowed down what remains of the Italian war effort. Peace demonstrations in these cities have already affected production. The defense of the cities also seems to have weakened. Only 2 planes were lost from the 100 that took part in the attack. In the RAF's previous raid on Turin alone, 13 planes were lost. The British Air Ministry says the attacks reveal the significant fact that the Germans have not reinforced anti-aircraft defenses in northern Italy. The visibility was good over the targets, permitting accurate and concentrated bombing. The Swiss radio says that from the Swiss frontier, enormous fires were seen burning in the Milan area some 30 miles away, and that only toward morning did these fires disappear behind a pall of smoke. The Italian High Command admits that considerable damage was done. It looks as though new air blows may be in the making for another Axis satellite. This time it's Hungary. A shortwave broadcast from London has reminded Hungarian workers of the devastating Allied raids on the Romanian oil center of Ploiești and on the German port of Hamburg. And the Hungarians are warned that they should move away from industrial communication centers in order to save their own lives and those of their families. Last night, Germany's Rhineland felt the sting of RAF mosquito bombers while nighters hit airfields and rail centers in France. 3 bombers are reported missing from these operations. And today, the air war against Western Europe being carried on by flights of Allied fighter planes which have been shuttling back and forth across the English Channel. Spanish press dispatches from Berlin report that powers of enormous magnitude have been centered in the hands of Reichsmarshal Hermann Goering. The meeting of leaders and Nazi party chieftains at Adolf Hitler's headquarters, as announced from Berlin yesterday, is considered in Madrid as confirmation of various reports from German and Spanish sources that the German military is taking over the Reich, preparatory to a long war of defense. These reports say a triumvirate composed of Field Marshal Keitel, Chief of the High Command, Admiral Dönitz, Commander-in-Chief of the Navy, and Goering is now the real head of Germany. Keitel and Dönitz are said to represent the armed forces, with Goering acting as a middleman between the military and the Nazi party. German sources in Madrid are quoted as saying by a neutral who cannot be otherwise identified, say the German army considers it necessary to retain the Nazi party headed by Hitler as a facade, and is unlikely to risk dissolution of the party or any official announcement of its loss of real power. The Italian example led the German generals who were declared to have taken military direction of the war into their own hands, even before Il Duce fell, to decide that the administrative chaos would be too great should the party be publicly slapped. At last reports, Red Army troops had knifed to within 16 miles of the key German stronghold of Kharkov in Russia. Russian planes are striking behind the lines and already have smashed great stores of Axis supplies and ammunition. Berlin admits that a Soviet spearhead coming in south of Kharkov has penetrated to within 25 miles of the threatened city. To the north, in the offensive which has swept Orel into Russian hands, Soviet forces rapidly are approaching Karachev, within 25 miles of Bryansk. Moscow dispatches say the Germans are falling back to a new defense line west of the Desna River. Columbia's traveling correspondent, Don Pryor, is standing by in Detroit to introduce 2 of the workers he met in one of the world's greatest war plants, Giant Willow Run. Admiral Radio takes you now to CBS Detroit. Don Pryor reporting.
Henry Ford's Willow Run plant is turning out bombers, and plenty of them. That's the big news in Detroit, in a city that strains and bulges at the seams with big news and big problems. Detroit's miracle is still at work. The miracle by which one brawny city became the throbbing symbol of production the world over. And in spite of all the false starts and premature predictions, Willow Run really is one of the major miracles of all. The only way you can really measure its size, understandably, is by the ache in your feet when you follow the production of Liberator bombers all the way to the making of tiny rivets at one end, down the assembly lines to the airfield, and watch them fly away. The Liberator, you know, is one of the finest bombers in the world. They say it will carry a bigger load, farther, faster, and higher than any other now in use. And it's being improved all the time. Here are a couple of people who know. One is a 24-year-old girl, Mildred Ellerholtz. She makes the final inspection on what they call the aft fuselage assembly. How did you happen to start working with airplanes, Mildred?
I've always been crazy about them. I'd rather fly than eat.
Oh, you fly them, too?
Yes, I have about 5 hours in the air already. When I get 25 more, I'm going to go into the Fairman.
Well, what does your job here consist of?
I have to inspect the whole rear section and okay it before it goes on down the line. It's up to me to see that all the parts are properly installed, all the rivets found, everything in perfect shape.
But did you ever fly a Liberator?
No, I've never been in one, but someday I hope to be able to fly one right off the line.
Well, I hope you do. Here's a man who does just that. He's Ralph W. Smith, one of a big staff of Ford test pilots. You've heard of him before. He was a pilot for Admiral Byrd in the Antarctic. Just before the war, he delivered a private plane to Borneo to carry missionaries into the interior.
Incidentally, Don, I played bridge coming back from there with a fellow named Colonel Eisenhower.
Oh, yes, I've heard of him. He's been doing pretty well lately, hasn't he? But now tell us briefly, Ralph, what the flight department at Willow Run does with these bombers after they come off the line.
Each ship gets at least 3 flights before the Army takes it. First, one of our crews takes it up to the initial flight.
Well, what does that crew consist of?
A pilot, co-pilot, flight engineer, and radio man. They check 81 different items, including the bomb sight, automatic pilot, all the instruments, the radio, and gun turrets. But not the guns themselves. And, of course, they check the general flight characteristics of the ship. When they come down, they make a full report. We call it a squawk report. That goes to all the departments involved, and they make whatever corrections are called for.
Oh, then you fly it again?
That's right. That's the routine shakedown flight. On that flight, we also check the guns, and the crew makes out another full report. After all corrections have been made, we give it the Army acceptance flag.
You mean the Army flies it?
No, the Army has designated certain members of our staff for that job. They accept the ship for the Army.
And then it goes off to war. To England or North Africa, perhaps, or to the South Pacific, to drop its share of bombs on the enemy. There you are. That's the story of Willow Run in a thimble. The big bombers are really rolling off the line and flying away. Not just in dribbles, either. This is Don Pryor in Detroit, returning you to CBS in New York and Doug Edwards.
For Washington reaction on the reports of changes in the German government, and for news of other developments here at home, Admiral Radio takes you to CBS Washington. Lee White reporting.
There's been no official reaction here as yet to the Spanish reports that the German government has been reorganized under Marshal Goering as chief of state, with Marshal Keitel and Admiral Dönitz as his aides. It's still not clear whether Hitler has really been kicked upstairs. The State Department is following its usual policy of wait and see. Cordell Hull had no comment to make when I called his office this afternoon. Observers in Washington, however, point out that militarization of the Nazi regime has not been entirely unexpected. They view it as the logical consequence of the collapse of Italy and the waning prestige of fascism throughout Europe. German army leaders, it said, have always taken the view that when the time came, it would be necessary for the army to take control of the state in order to prevent an internal collapse in Germany. This is what now appears to have happened. Control of foreign affairs, propaganda, and even of rationing are said to have been taken over by the German army. The Nazi Party will not be disbanded, however, it's reported, for fear that chaos would result, as it has in Italy. And Hitler remains in nominal control, it said, though he's believed to have been divested of most of his authority. Norman Armour, our ambassador to Argentina, has let it be known that he's returning to the United States in protest against the continued pro-German policy of the Ramirez government. The State Department's made no mention of the reasons for Mr. Armour's recall, but it's understood in Washington that in return for American recognition of his government 2 months ago, General Ramirez promised to break his ties with Germany and gradually bring Argentina over to the side of the Allies. Instead, he's been moving in the opposite direction. Argentina is now closer to fascism than she was even under Ramon Castillo. The Ramirez government is setting up fascist controls over American and British industry, and reports reaching Washington indicate that our businessmen in Buenos Aires have made strong protests with the State Department. Here at home, the War Production Board has announced that though we produced 7,373 planes during July, we fell short of our quota by 627. I return you now to New York.
Next, we're going to hear from a Marine Sergeant Gunner who turned down an offer of $1,000 for his tail gunner seat on a bomber sent to raid the Japs. For his story, Admiral Radio takes you to CBS Honolulu, Webley Edwards reporting.
Here's a 19-year-old Marine Sergeant Gunner who turned down an offer of $1,000 cash for his seat at the tail gun of an Army B-24 Liberator bomber in the recent Wake Island raid. He had hoped that he'd get a zero. He did. He's Sergeant William C. Campbell of Denver, Colorado, whose parents now live at 3210 Crosby Road, Louisville, Kentucky. Will you tell us about it, Sergeant?
Well, the Army was going to bomb Wake Island, and one of the tail gunners came down with appendicitis. They called for volunteers from the Marine gunners, and every one of us volunteered. So we put all the names in the hat, shook it up, and I was the lucky one. Right away, everybody started asking me if they could take my place. And when I said no, they said they would put up money and shoot dice with me, but I didn't want to do it. Then one Marine officer, Captain Bellamy, offered me $1,000 cash. I would let him go in my place, but I didn't want to take it.
Well, $1,000 is a lot of money, Sergeant.
Yeah, I know it is, but I wanted to make the trip.
Well, tell us about the raid.
Well, about 30 Jap Zeros were in the air. One of them hit our controls and was veered out by herself, away from our formation. As soon as we got apart, all the Zeros seemed to come with us. They were all colors, solid red, yellow, silver, green, and blue. Our plane got credit for 3 of them.
What about the one you got?
One of them came towards our tail, but he kept away. Others were spliced by from the front, and I think I hit a couple of them, but I didn't see them go down. Then I heard on the phones that another was coming to get ready. I heard the firing up front,
and I saw him at my left. I saw a fire, and I could see my traces going into him. I kept on firing birds. He blew up, and I could feel a vibration as he went to pieces in all directions.
Were you glad you didn't take the $1,000 for your place?
I sure was. This is my first combat experience, and I felt good about it.
Sergeant William C. Camel, Marine gunner who flew in an emergency, as gunner in an Army bomber in the recent Wake Island raid, has been decorated with the Air Medal for setting a splendid example for all members of the armed forces of the United States for extreme devotion to duty and complete disregard for personal danger. Good luck to you, Sergeant Camel. This is Webley Edwards at Pearl Harbor. I return you now to New York.
We've heard a lot about the training of our soldiers and about their experiences on the battlefronts. Today, Bill Slocum Jr. is waiting here in our New York studio to interview a guest who will lift the blackout on a soldier's experiences from completion of his training to the time he's at sea en route to the front. Here is Bill Slocum Jr.
On a sultry, moonless night not too long ago, I watched thousands of my countrymen go through what must have been one of the toughest nights of their lives. They went through it to a man, without heroics, without tears. They went through it with a simple dignity and pride that fairly shouted their complete and utter dislike of the job they have to do, and their complete determination to do it as well as they could, up to and including contributing their lives to the successful conclusion of their mission. They were leaving the United States. They were bent under the weight of barracks bags and rifles. They were American soldiers boarding a transport. Their eyes were not the eyes of heroes gladly going off to war. They were the eyes of nice, decent kids who were leaving home and didn't like it. And their chins weren't jutting in any heroic and devil-may-care angle, but their eyes were clear and knowing and without any trace of fear, and their chins were firm. They were leaving from the New York port of embarkation. As they neared the gangplank, a checker called their last name. Each soldier answered his last name by calling out his first name. Then he had said the last thing he would say in this country for a long time. Later, we talked to the man in charge of the entire operation, Major General Homer Groninger, who wears the Transportation Corps insignia. General Groninger is all Army, stiff and straight, immaculate and precise. But when he told us how he ran his embarkations, the brass hats slowly disappeared, and there emerged a nice, gray-haired gentleman who wore 2 stars on his shoulders, as though they had been put there by an act of Congress and not by an act of God. I figured if I were somebody's father and I heard how General Groninger runs his embarkations, I would feel a lot better. So I asked the general to come over today and tell this coast-to-coast audience what he told us. General Groninger.
The United States Army knows when your boy climbs aboard a troop ship, he is a serious lad. We know he's not afraid, but he is going away from home. First, while he is awaiting shipment in the staging area, we train him in the technique of boarding trains and ships. While he is there, everything is done to relieve his anxiety and to maintain his morale. Chaplains and special service officers work together to provide recreation, physical exercise, and spiritual comfort. As for the actual embarkation, it is a smooth and efficient business. When he gets to the train and again at the pier, he hears band music, good band music, carefully chosen. We don't play I'm Nobody's Sweetheart Now or Who Stole My Gal. We play the Beer Barrel Polka, the Army Air Corps song, and the Transportation Corps song, and things of that sort. The Red Cross, God bless them, never miss. Coffee in winter, lemonade in summer, and sandwiches, donuts, and fruit. I've watched thousands of your sons, and not a few of your daughters sail away. Yes, thousands upon thousands. I've seen paratroopers and armored division men swagger aboard. I've seen infantrymen go up singing, aviators telling jokes. I've seen many who said nothing, but I've never seen one who was scared. We and all the Transportation Corps are charged with this one job, putting healthy, confident American fighting men aboard the ships which take them to the front.
Thank you, General Homer Groninger, Commanding General, New York Port of Embarkation. Now back to Doug Edwards.
And here is Warren Sweeney with a word from our sponsor.
Every American is aware that great scientific and industrial advances have been made during the past 2 years. Advance is especially apparent at the Admiral plants where new modern radio instruments roll off the assembly lines, go out to perform unbelievable tasks on the field of battle. Radio communications equipment, which gets the message through while being subjected to the jolting, the oil, dust, dirt, and heat of a tank. Radio locating devices with an uncanny ability to put the finger on enemy planes and ships. Radio altimeters which warn a pilot as his plane approaches unseen projections. These Admiral-built products are possible because of the amazing advances made by radio science. When victory has been won, Admiral, in peacetime, the world's largest manufacturer of radio phonograph combinations with automatic record changers, will build the new Admiral radio. A radio which, by incorporating many of these outstanding wartime advances, will set the pace for years to come.
Attention men and women of Chicago, your country needs you. Help build vital communication equipment for our frontline fighters as the great Admiral plants in Chicago. The work is easy and interesting. No experience is necessary, and you'll be paid while learning. The factories are modern with the latest type machinery as well as company cafeterias for your convenience. Simply go to the employment office of the Admiral plant at 4150 North Knox Avenue by taking a Montrose Street car to 4600 West. Or take the Armitage Avenue car to the Admiral plant at 3815 Armitage. If you forget these addresses, just look up Continental Radio and Television Corporation in the phone book. Get into radio now, the modern business with a great future. Be sure to listen again next Sunday when Continental Radio and Television Corporation brings you World News Today, direct from the leading news centers of the world. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. The WBBM Air Theater, Wrigley Building, Chicago.
If you love the World War II era, consider following us on Patreon. You not only support this channel, but you will get daily posts of pop culture and a daily newspaper in chronological order. It's neat to follow the war as your parents, grandparents, or even your great-grandparents have followed it. Check us out with a 1-week free trial. A link is in the comments to this video.
The Cavalcade of America, sponsored by DuPont, maker of better things for better living through chemistry, presents Shortcut to Tokyo, starring Ralph Bellamy. Before we tell you about tonight's play, here is another example of chemistry at work helping to win the war. A finely woven bit of nylon cloth with 30,000 holes to the square inch now filters blood plasma for the Army and Navy. Nylon filters have been successfully employed in more than 1,000 blood transfusions. Tonight, Cavalcade presents Shortcut to Tokyo, adapted by Isabel Layton from Corey Ford's bestseller of the same title. It is an eyewitness report of the progress of the Battle of the Aleutians that we bring you tonight in Mr. Ford's own words. Starred in this evening's performance is Ralph Bellamy, playing the role of Corey Ford.
There are no trees in the Aleutians. For 1,000 miles west of Dutch Harbor, there isn't a solitary bush or shrub higher than your knee. It's a region as remote as Mars, and almost as barren of life. The wind howls day and night with a steady banshee wail, driving the scudding rain before it. Unreal, it seems. But cold is real, and wet feet are real. Not getting any mail from home is real. No women for company for 1,000 miles, that's real. So's the waiting. Waiting for the weather, waiting for a chance to run another bombing mission over the enemy target. Waiting for your wings to ice up, or for your plane to smash against an uncharted mountainside in the fog. Every pilot who flies in the islands carries an undated death warrant. Sooner or later, he knows he may not get back.
Hey, Wally, I can't see the wingtips.
Listen, pal. Up in this neck of the woods, it's never too thick to fly unless you can't see your co-pilot.
This is the unknown front, the Aleutians. The men who fly here fight an unseen foe, and they fly and die alone. Their enemy is the fog. Their battlefield is a boulder-strewn beach scattered with telltale bits of twisted metal. or a snow-covered peak where the broken wing of a plane flaps tinnily in the wind. An icy channel into which a flaming bomber hisses into silence like an extinguished cigarette. They don't parachute to safety and a hero's medal. Their citation when they go reads, missing. In other days, nobody ever gave a thought to the value of the Aleutians because they were believed to have none. But we were wrong. The Japs knew the value of the Aleutians, and so, luckily for us, did Major General Simon Bolivar Buckner, chief of the Alaska Defense Command. He begged for arms and equipment on the grounds that the much-publicized naval stronghold at Dutch Harbor had no protecting airfield for 1,000 miles. Immediately after Pearl Harbor, he besieged Washington for permission and funds.
Is Alaska to become another Guam because you gentlemen refused to vote funds to fortify it properly? Are we to be denied the airfields without which we haven't a prayer? Merely because you won't vote the money to build them?
No, General, it makes more sense to spend our money closer to home. We've got no stake in the Aleutians. Nobody has. A handful of fly specks on the map, abandoned by God and forgotten by everybody else.
Not by everybody, Senator. Not by the Japs. Let me tell you something. Not more than 3 years ago, a Jap destroyer dropped anchor off the island of Attu, and some fancy-dress admiral came ashore.
Beg your pardon, please. This intrusion?
Yes, what is it?
You will grant that we visit your island 1 hour only?
Well.
We wish to place a tablet over a grave of a long-departed Japanese prince.
When did he live here?
Oh, a long time ago he lived here, but he died high up on the hill. You permit that we mark his grave? He was a most honored Japanese prince.
Sure. Go ahead, help yourself.
But when the Jap man of war got underway hours later, the native did a little investigating on his own. A search of the hilltop revealed what he'd suspected from the first. No grave. No honored Japanese prince. Only a marker planted where it would do the most good when the hour struck. General Buckner got the money, and within a month, packing cases and crates began piling up on a wharf in Seattle. Men worked fast in the raw March wind, loading the crates on ships bound for somewhere in the north. Even the dock workers were not sure where.
Give me a hand, Gus. I can't handle this box alone.
What do you figure is in it? Will you just catch a salmon?
Tombstone's more like. Got a feel of it. Hey, who in thunder's the Blair Packing Company?
Never heard of them. Never heard of Sexton and Company either. But that's the name.
Heavy as lead, that's what.
It was lead. Lead-nosed bullets, machine guns, anti-aircraft cannon, all headed for our new Aleutian bases. Who and what were the Blair and Saxton companies? Two mythical packing concerns, dummies for proposed airfields. Blair was a blind for our new base on Umnak Island, 60 miles west of Dutch Harbor. Saxton was Coal Bay, 120 miles east. Within 2 months, steel landing mats had been installed, and only just in time. The bases were still brand new when the Japs struck, as General Buckner had predicted they would, at Dutch Harbor.
Man, all anti-aircraft stations, enemy planes sighted.
Number 2 gun reporting, ready.
Here we go, Ben.
Set your sights for 8,000 feet.
Right, sir.
Hold your hats, boys.
Enemy planes overhead. Let them have it.
Cease firing. They're gone away, Ben.
Yeah, but look what they did to the warehouse.
Goodbye, groceries.
The oil tanks are gone, too.
Hey, look, they're coming back.
Oh, we fixed for ammunition, Ben.
It'll last longer than we will. Looks like this is the last roundup.
It was a well-planned attack, no question about it. For now, a new sweep of Jap planes, dwarfing the surprise attack from the north, came in from the west. Pandemonium raged in that little harbor. Black smoke shrouded the Holocaust, but the Japs found their targets. And then the miracle happened. American warbirds that were not supposed to have a roost for 1,000 miles swooped to the kill from the secretly built air bases at Umnak and Cold Harbor. Blair and Saxton had paid off. Jap espionage had promised a free hand, but honorable intelligence was cockeyed. Honorable intelligence had led them smack into a trap. In a few moments, more than 30 planes were smashed. Abruptly, the entire invasion force ran off so fast that many of their carrier-based ships were left circling in the fog. A radio operator at Dutch Harbor claims he could hear the abandoned Jap pilots calling their flat top in vain.
Whereabouts, please? Gas, very low. Only 10 minutes gas.
Then, a few seconds later...
Whereabouts, please? Only 5 minutes gas.
Then it was only 3 minutes. And then he could almost hear them plumping into the water, one by one, as they hunted for that landing deck that wasn't there. The carrier that had fled. Plop, plop, plop. 15, 20, maybe more, I don't know. Goodbye, please. So sorry. Plop. The Jap Expeditionary Force, thwarted in its attempt to occupy Dutch Harbor, settled instead in Kiska and Attu, and the second phase of the Battle of the Aleutians began. From now on, the battle settled down into a long, grueling grind. Now and then, Alaska's unpredictable hurricane, the dreaded Willowaw, would pour down the steep sides of a volcano like a snowslide, obliterating everything in its path.
I didn't rate the distinguished flying cross with that sub, but I sure wanted 1,000 times running our routine patrols.
Me? I'd rather face a 0 in the air any day than the 0-0 on the ground.
Every morning after breakfast, the combat crews gathered in the alert hut to hear the day's mission briefed. The squadron commander stood before a chart, and the fellows lounged around, the pilots, the navigators, the bombardiers.
Now, men, start your bombing run about here. First element will take the hangars, second the subbase. In case a pea shooter has any trouble, you, Jim, will lead it back to the base. Maintain radio silence on the way out, standard frequency. Any questions?
Will we have much zero opposition, Colonel?
I think so, yes.
Anti-aircraft?
Well, the Navy communique will state as usual there was no anti-aircraft fire, but look out for those gremlins. Now, everybody synchronize their watches. We ought to hear about the weather in an hour or so.
The group relaxes. Now there's nothing to do but wait.
How about some cribbage, Jim?
It's a grand old flag.
Say, anybody check the weather yet?
6 no Trump.
I bet I've logged more hours in this hut than I have in the air. Hey, say, Sammy, tell Port here about the jeweler back home. Wait till you hear this, Ford.
Oh, don't bring that up. I'm trying to forget it.
Now, go on, Sammy. Tell him.
Well, all right. Well, you see, Ford, after I got my bombardier's wings, I get myself engaged to a girl back home, down on Delancey Street. Then I go to buy her an engagement ring. 500 smackers it cost me. But when the jeweler sees I'm a bombardier, he claps me on the back and says, "My boy, I'll knock off $100 for every bomb you dump on Germany." So what happens? So I get sent to Alaska. Oh, sure, laugh.
I was on the line waiting for the bunch to land that day. They were late, and I, for one, was uneasy. The last guy out finally straggled back. He'd mixed with trouble. His crew chief counted 64 holes in the plane.
Afraid I didn't do your plane much good, Sergeant. Tangled with a few sons of heaven. You sure come back with less than you left with.
While they were talking, another waited to be waved in. He'd seen trouble, too. Plenty of it. With the pilot and co-pilot crippled, they couldn't land. But they did. Hank crawled out of the cockpit, his flying pants sticky with blood.
Just a scratch, Ford. Probably a piece of the 6th Avenue L we sold him.
Listen, wisecracker, I suppose you took a sulfur pill when you were hit.
Matter of fact, there were only a few pills, and you know how it is. I didn't know how bad off the pilot was, so
Better go get that foot fixed.
Yeah, skip it. Here's somebody may need patching up more than I do. Gosh, look at that shit. Hey, Sammy, how'd you make out? It's putting it down, Wally. Everything under control? Hey, what gives, Wally? Why are you so glum? Hey, what's the matter with Sammy?
Sammy's dead.
Don't call them heroes. They don't want that. They're not intrepid birdmen or rover boys of the air or supermen. They're ordinary guys doing a job, getting cold and wet and lonely, and not liking it any better than you would. Over and over, I've heard these pilots say...
When you write about us, Ford, don't make us heroes.
Maybe they felt the folks back home would put them up on heroes' pedestals and forget them. They don't want to be forgotten any more than they themselves forgot Sammy. When word got round that a large-scale raid was in the offing, the biggest ever briefed up here, Sammy was in all their minds. Kiska was to be the target, and the boys were itching to go. At last, those sons of heaven could start regretting the day they tangled with Uncle Sam and Sammy. The morning of the raid, a light mist was falling on the field. Above this, the stars still shone as the pilots gathered. The crews checked the planes. Colonel Erickson, the group commander, came up. Wally spoke to him, feeling the need to talk.
Sir, can you advise me the best place for our top turret to concentrate his fire?
Where are you going?
Well, we break to the right of the harbor, Colonel. Our objective is the camp.
Good. Have your gunners, and I mean every possible one, train their fire on North Head. They can't miss it. Give them every piece of lead you got, and remember to fly under it, keep low, stick together. That's your only salvation.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, boys. Give them the works.
You are listening to The Cavalcade of America, sponsored by DuPont. This evening's play stars Ralph Bellamy in Corey Ford's new war book, Shortcut to Tokyo, the story of the war on the Aleutian Front. In Alaska, on American soil, less than 100 miles from Jap naval bases, Army engineers have constructed airfields which are now vindicating the Aleutian's title to Shortcut to Tokyo. As our play continues, Ralph Bellamy, in the role of Corey Ford, gives an eyewitness account of an early bombing raid on the Jap-held island of Kiska.
One by one, the largest array of heavy bombers assembled in the Aleutian War to date, loaded to the gunnels with TNT, roared down the map, brought their noses up, strained an instant, then lumbered into the air. And after them came masses of pursuit ships. The silence of the men over the hum of the bombers was oppressive. Would the little Japs be taken completely by surprise, or were they even now fingering their triggers, smiling, waiting for the kill? The target hove in sight.
Okay, boy, there it is. Give me some more RPM. Go to your battle stations. We have to bail out to be Catalinas to pick us up. Use every last round of ammunition in the ship. All set? Okay, let's go. Kiska ahead. Ready with everything you got. Hey, watch out for that anchor. What's eating you, kid? Want to live forever? Missed us by a mile.
The shore batteries of the enemy were like sudden stabs of sunlight on the windshields of oncoming cars. Only more, hundreds more, all along the shoreline.
Knocked out the lights that time. 2 transports out, 1 to go. Bomb doors open. Bombs away.
As if by magic, the area below became a sea of deep orange flame. Wooden barracks blew out their sides. Even gunners on a nearby hill were flattened and became one with the ground. The planes flew on and came to the sea, rejoined in formation and counted heads.
Give us a score, Wally. Bombers, all present. Fighters, 2 missing. Sammy. Listen, Sammy. Wherever you are, kid, this party was thrown for you.
Christmas, 1942. We even had a tree. Not much of a tree. Just a few armloads of tundra moss fastened together with baling wire to look like the tree back home. Shavings from a bar of soap made it seem snow-tipped. And we hung it with cornucopias made out of red paper backs of films and empty .50 caliber shells. A Canadian, no more than a baby, balanced himself on a chair back to fit a Star of Bethlehem at the top. He'd made it by folding the red cellophane cover of a gas mask.
'Twas the night before Kiska.
Somebody take a swipe at him.
Lanky kids crowded the mess hall. Shaggy, unshaven, their rain-soaked parkas dripping. The nervous chaplain kept winking into his glasses and finally got up enough gumption to hand around the slips of paper he'd written out and make the announcement he hoped he wouldn't have to make.
Fellows, about presents. I'm afraid there aren't any. Mail hasn't come. However, we've dug up what we could of the PX. Afraid there aren't enough to go around, so we'll have to draw numbers out of the hack.
It's all right.
Good luck to everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
It didn't take long. There weren't many numbers.
Hey, look what you got, Wally. A napkin ring.
Yeah, just what I've always wanted. Not very much.
A chocolate bar. Nuts in it, too.
Nuts.
Hey, have a heart. Leave me one bite, will you? An address book. Can you beat that? No woman for 1,000 miles, so I get an address book. Hooray, the cook. Grub, fellas.
What do you suppose we got? Turkey, maybe?
Could be.
It wasn't turkey, nor was there any plum pudding that day. We sat down to bean soup, lukewarm stewed tomatoes, potatoes that had been frozen till we couldn't eat them, bread without butter, and Vienna sausage. But I was sitting elbow to elbow with our Air Force combat crews, and it was the finest Christmas dinner I ever tasted in my life. A few weeks later, while we were trying to keep warm in the Quonset hut, Wally beckoned me to one side, rather sheepishly, I thought, though I couldn't figure out why.
Look, Ford,
What's up, Wally?
Well, I was thinking... look, Ford, you're going back to the States next month, and I kind of thought I'd like to, make a record. Yeah, have you take it home with the wife and kid. Today's his first birthday. Pretty sappy thing to do, maybe, but there's a recording machine in Joe's place, and look, if you haven't anything to do, would you mind going along with me and maybe hold my hand?
I was glad to go along. I'd heard Wally speak of that son of his he'd never seen. We went into Joe's place, and Wally began speaking into the machine, awkward as a schoolboy, while I pretended to look the other way.
Well, son, you're growing up pretty fast. You'll be a man before your mother. So I thought on your birthday today we ought to have this little talk.
A few days after Wally made that record, it took everything I had to force myself into Joe's place to pick it up. Wally wasn't around, you see, to get it himself. I brought the record back to Bridgeport, all right. Wally's wife was working in a war plant there. She had to, I guess. The day I went to Bridgeport to bring Wally's record home, I ran into Joe Broler, who had this much in common with Wally. He had a little kid he loved, too. I hadn't seen Joe and his wife since he'd sold the garage where I used to keep my car. We were in my room at the hotel. You're looking pretty prosperous, Joe. Doing well, aren't you?
Yeah, these airplane jobs pay pretty good.
No more than you're worth, Joe. How many men know what you know about machines? I always said, Mr. Ford, once he got out of that old garage...
You're working the night shift, Joe?
No, I'm taking a day off. It's a kid's birthday. We're going to drive him up the country to his grandmother's.
Won't they say anything? You're not coming in today?
So what? Everybody else takes a couple of days off now and then to sober up or go to a ball game.
I guess Joe's got a right to take a day off to be with his own child on his birthday. Only comes once a year.
Sure, one day won't make any difference. Look, here's his picture. Quite a kid, ain't he?
Yeah. Joe, I've been with another guy up in the Aleutians who wanted to celebrate his kid's birthday, too.
Oh?
But he only had enough time off from his work to make a record to send home. I'd like you to hear it.
Well, we don't have an awful lot of time. We still got to pick up Joseph.
Won't take a minute. Here, I'll just put on a new needle.
Well, son, you're growing up pretty fast. You'll be a man before your mother. So I thought on your birthday today we ought to have this little talk together. Yes, you'll be growing up, son. Maybe you'll have a son of your own. And I hope he means as much to you as my son means to me. And I hope when you grow up there won't be a war, and you can be with your son instead of way off here in Alaska somewhere. I've never seen you, son. You were born after I came up here. But I hope I'll get home someday. Be a good boy, son. Take care of Mama.
Look, I thought we were going to take a drive, Joe.
Shut up, Rosie. What about this guy? What happened to him?
We never did find out what happened to Wally, Joe. His plane crashed in the fog somewhere. He was a good pilot, but he was flying an old plane that should have been sent back and overhauled long ago. You see, Joe, there weren't enough replacement planes. Production back home had been a little slow. Since then, Attu is ours. Slowly but surely, the tempo of events is stepping up in the islands. We're on the march toward the final offensive that will drive the invaders from our shores. What has been till now a one-way route may be turned into a two-way street. And the pilots who fly these sullen skies today are blazing tomorrow's shortcut to Tokyo.
Thank you, Ralph Bellamy. Before we announce next week's Cavalcade, we'd like to tell you about a new organization for women, taking its place proudly beside the WACs and the Waves, the Spars, and the Marines. Here are Evelyn Richmond and George Albee. Mr. Albee has just visited a DuPont plant in Virginia making rayon yarn to bring you this report. Evelyn Richmond is chairman of the WIPS, W-I-P-S, at the plant.
Mrs. Richmond, I'm going to ask you to tell our listeners some of the interesting things about the WIPS you told me when I visited the Spruance plant. First of all, the letters WIPS stand for Women in Production Service. Is that correct?
Yes, Women in Production Service.
Start at the beginning. Tell me how you girls down there got the WIPS going and why.
Well, we decided to form an organization that would help us to do our jobs better. All of us wanted to do everything we could to help win the war. And we thought an organization would unify our effort, help us to pull together.
How did you set it up?
We have a Spruance Rayon War Production Committee, a joint labor management committee. The idea of the WIPS originated with this committee. 10 women were chosen to organize the WIPS, 5 management representatives and 5 labor representatives. From there on, it was a matter of planning exactly the kind of organization we wanted.
You have just women in the WIPS, no men?
Only women. About half the work at Spruance today is done by women. We make Cordura rayon yarn that goes into fabrics for bomber and Army truck tires and cargo parachutes. We make rayon yarn for combat and field jackets. More than half of our production goes directly into the war.
And the first announcement of the WIPS was made, I think you told me, about 5 months ago?
Yes, on March 1st.
Do you wear uniforms?
No, just arm insignia. We wear colored bars to show our rank. A girl starts in as a WIP first class. She can advance to senior grade, junior lieutenant, senior lieutenant, captain, or major.
For instance, what does she have to do to be a captain?
We don't make it easy. To be a captain, you have to put at least 10% of your wages into war bonds, not have even a minor injury or an absence for 6 months, turn in 3 suggestions for increasing production, take part in some civilian defense activity, and earn the approval of your supervisor for sincere effort on your job.
That sounds tough enough.
It isn't easy, but it can be done. Since we've had the WIPS, suggestions are running 700% higher than last year. Injuries are down by nearly half. Days lost due to absence are down, in spite of the fact that the number of women employees is up from 1,100 to 1,400 since March. The number of girls buying war bonds through payroll deductions has risen from 91 to 98%, and the WIPS have won a special citation from the Treasury Department for their investments in bonds.
That is a record to be proud of, Mrs. Richmond.
We think so. Several hundred girls on the 4 to midnight shift are listening to this broadcast, and I know they're as proud as I am. The WIPS are growing, too. Last week, a WIPS chapter was installed at the DuPont nylon plant at Seaford, Delaware. We welcome the Seaford women into the WIPS. We also invite women in American industry everywhere who'd like to consider organizing chapters of the WIPS to get in touch with us. We have a booklet that tells how we went about it. It will be sent free of charge to those who are interested. Just write to the radio section, DuPont Company, Wilmington, Delaware.
Thank you, Evelyn Richmond and George Albee, for the story of the WIPS organization, which was started by women workers manufacturing for wartime uses the high-strength Cordura rayon yarn that will return again when the war is won as one of the DuPont better things for better living through chemistry. Next Monday, the Cavalcade of America will present Warren William in The Major and the Mules, a comedy drama telling for the first time the true story of an unusual and exciting reconnaissance operation on one of the Pacific Islands. Remember, we invite you to join Cavalcade's audience again next week when DuPont presents Warren William in The Major and the Mules, a robust comedy drama of life and action with our flyers in the Pacific on the Cavalcade of America. The orchestra and musical score tonight were under the direction of Donald Voorhees. This is Clayton Collier sending best wishes from Cavalcade sponsor, the DuPont Company of Wilmington, Delaware.
This program came to you from New York. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
If you love the World War II era, consider following us on Patreon. You not only support this channel, but you will get daily posts of pop culture and a daily newspaper in chronological order. It's neat to follow the war as your parents, grandparents, or even your great-grandparents have followed it. Check us out with a 1-week free trial. A link is in the comments to this video.
The Special Service Division presents The Music Hall, starring Bing Crosby, with Trudy Irwin, John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, Ken Carpenter, and the Charioteers. All right, all you soldiers, sailors, and Marines of the United Nations, here's Bing.
I've got sixpence, jolly, jolly sixpence. I've got sixpence, gotta last me all my life. I've got tuppence to spend, tuppence to lend, tuppence to send home to my wife. Poor wife. No cares have I to grieve me, no pretty little girl to deceive me. I'm happy as a lark, believe me, as we go rolling, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home, by the light of the silvery moon. Happy is the day when we line up for our pay, as we go rolling, rolling home, rolling home. He's got fourpence, jolly, jolly fourpence. He's got fourpence to last him all his life. I've got tuppence to spend, and tuppence to lend, and no pence to send home to my wife. Poor wife. I've got tuppence, jolly, jolly tuppence. I've got tuppence, gotta last me all my life. Got tuppence, no pence to lend, and no pence to send home to his wife. Poor wife. He's got no pence, jolly, jolly no pence. He's got no pence to last him all his life. There is no pence to spend, no pence to lend, no pence to send home to his wife. Poor wife. No care have I to grieve me, no pretty little girl to deceive me. I'm happy as a lark, believe me, as we go rolling, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home, rolling home, we home by the light of the silvery moon. Is the day when we light up for our pay, as we go rolling, rolling home, rolling home. Was the #1 song hit in such exciting islands as Attu, Guadalcanal, and Sicily.
Hey, I'm back.
I don't believe it.
Okay, go ahead, kid me. You know, I've learned how to take it.
Yeah?
And it's made me see there's nothing in just getting by. It's made me the resolve to make something of myself.
Well, I like a guy with nerve enough to start from nothing.
Like you.
Merci beaucoup.
I'm not asking for mercy, believe me.
Listen, don't knock it. You may need it someday.
I've written a song.
This may be the day.
What's the name of the song you've written, Yuki?
Well, the title is, So Things Don't Look So Bright, Smile and Everything Will Be All Right. Just get in and fight.
Mammy, oh my. That's the title, huh?
You like it?
I want to hear Yuki's song. Go on and sing it, Yuki.
Oh, thanks, Miss Irene. It goes something like this. If you get hit by a car, don't let it bring you down. If your golf is over par, just you smile and don't you frown.
Don't think the world's ready for it.
Oh, don't say that.
I don't think it's ready.
I may have an overnight hit.
I don't think it'll get past 11:30.
Oh, let me hear you play it without singing, Yuki.
All right, I'll try it.
Just a melody, huh?
Doesn't the melody stick?
Not quite the word, but you're close.
Well, I'll let you hear the tune again. It's kind of catchy.
Well, in that case, stand over there. I don't want to catch it.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you agree to sing this song, introduce it, I could arrange to have your picture on the cover.
Oh, that's nice. Nice, Yuki, but wouldn't that make me appear a little bold?
You could wear a hat. Don't give me that. Hey, how about it? You're going to sing my song, Bing?
Well,
what's it mean to you?
Well, it's not
singing my
nice.
song, it's absolutely nothing for you to do.
I like you, Yuki, and I'd be very happy to do what I can for you. There's one thing I want to tell you frankly.
What's that?
This is a very bad song.
Oh, just give it one try, huh?
Okay. If you get hit by a car, don't let it get you down. If your golf is over par, just smile and don't you frown.
You want to know something?
What?
I agree with you. I think it's a very bad song.
Oh, of course, friends, and this is on the level. When a good song comes along, it's a pleasure to sing it for the first time. And here, for the first time, is a tune that seems to be heading in the right direction. Riding Herd on a Cloud. This old world is stampeding, that alas is what it's needing, is a cowhand in the sky. So I'm through roping dogies, let's corral those access bogies. Give me a horse that can fly. Now he's riding herd on a cloud tonight. Left his spurs and his saddle on the range with his cattle, and he's now in flight with a crew of hardy hustlers on the lookout for some rustlers who might be sneaking up on Uncle Sam. Gave his horse up in trade for a course on how to saddle a plane and fly. Now he's in for the duration, yipping in formation with the cowboys of the sky. Someone back home feeling mighty proud. Praise for him riding herd on a cloud tonight. someone back home, feeling mighty proud. Praise for him riding herd on a cloud tonight.
Is back. 1931. Bridge players haggle over the relative merits of the Lenz and Culbertson systems. And Mahatma Gandhi shakes hands with the King of England. 1931. King Alfonso of Spain abdicates, and Great Britain, Denmark, Finland, and Japan abandon gold standard. 1931. And men with the knowledge of national events are saying,
double, redouble, vulnerable, contract bridge. You know, there's a game a man can't win unless you're going to cheat.
Well, last night you won, remember?
Calling me a cheater?
Well.
You know what happens to guys who cheat at bridge?
What?
They get buried with simple honor.
Oh, Harry, why can't you be more sophisticated?
Sophisticated? Say, I know a song that's so Park Avenue you almost got to put on a dinner jacket just to sing the verse. It goes like this. What though love is old? What though song is old? Through them we can be young. Hear this heart of mine, make yours part of mine, dear one. Tell me that we're dancing in the dark till the tune ends. We're dancing in the dark, and it soon ends. We're waltzing in the wonder of why we're here. Time hurries by, we're here, gone. Looking for the light of a new love to brighten up the night. I have you, love, and we can taste the music together, dancing in the dark. Dancing in the dark, till the tune ends, we're dancing in the dark, and it's soon ends. We're waltzing in the wonder of why we're here. Time hurries by, we're here and gone, looking for the light of a new love to brighten up the night. I have you, love, and we can face the music together, dancing in the dark, in the dark, dancing in the dark with you. Running head and head with the top air comedians is our good friend Ed Gardner, the inimitable Archie of Duffy's Tavern, that mythical Gotham pump room where the elite meet to eat. Archie visited the old hall last September when Bro Bob was holding forth. So naturally, when I read in the pub keeper's rag that Archie was on the West Coast again, I invited him to drop in at the old music hall and see me. That he accepted, I consider such an honor that I can hear the tintinnabulation of fame ringing in my ear. I can see my name embossed on the scutcheon of time. In fact, words fail me. So I simply say, welcome, Archie.
It might have been better if them words had failed you sooner. Thanks. Likewise. It's funny, me being here tonight, Bing. Just before I left New York, the Metropolis.
Yeah.
Duffy and me was talking about how many people get by on the radio with no talent,
Yeah.
Your name happened to come up.
I am honored.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what started the argument.
What argument?
About who is better, you see. You versus your brother Bob.
Mm-hmm.
So Duffy says, look, Archie, sometimes Bing ain't as good as Bob, and sometimes Bob is better than Bing. And sometimes it's just the other way around.
Two sides to every question.
Yeah, so I said, let's look at it logical and musical, Duffy. Bing is to Bob as Stravinsky is to Haydn. See? So Duffy says, you're wrong, Archie. Bing is the one that ought to be Haydn. Yeah, but I defended you.
I am forever your debtor.
Yes, yeah. I explained to him that Bob has his bad nights, too.
Sure. Naturally, how are things at Duffy's, Art?
Well, the place is closed for the summer for altercations.
You must mean alterations. Altercation is a fight, a brawl, so to speak.
Crosby, what happens at Duffy's ain't no taffy ball.
That explains your presence in Hollywood, then.
Well, not exactly. You see, I came out here to engage into the seminar.
I suppose it'd be corny for a fellow to make the old crack about a cinema album.
No, go ahead. I never heard it. What is it?
Hey, Archie, if you're going to get into the movies, is there any chance of me getting in your picture? They're looking for new faces.
Listen, Yuki, if that face you're wearing is new, you sure got it wrinkled in a hurry.
I slept in it last night.
Oh. Listen, don't be too brusque with this boy, Archie. His face has a certain piquancy, a certain insouciance, a certain newness, a certain tang.
Orangutan.
Thank you.
Okay, no compliments intended.
So you came out here to be an actor, huh, Archie?
Yeah, Bing, I gotta act. It's part of me. The smell of the grease ball is in me nostrils. Yep, Hollywood will overwhelm me.
You want to take a tip from me, Archie?
Sure, Mr. Trotter. What?
All you have to do to make good in Hollywood is to put up a big front.
You ought to be the head man around this. I'm not insulting you, of course. I'm just speaking a roundabout way.
Archie, have you decided on a vehicle for your first picture?
A vehicle? No, but I will probably use the Sunset bus.
Oh, no, Art. Vehicle means the picture itself.
You're telling me, an Oxford man? Guy from old Eli? Yes, I was thinking about maybe doing a picture with Hedy Lamarr.
Oh, do you know Hedy?
If I don't, I'm a liar. Yeah, she used to hang around our joint all the time. I'll never forget the night she sent a waiter over to ask me to dance.
She sent a waiter over to ask you to dance?
Certainly.
What'd you do?
I danced with him. Yeah. He's a pretty good dancer, too, for a waiter. Yeah, Hetty will be glad to see me again.
Well, I'll see if I can be of any help to you. You just call on me, huh?
Oh, gee, that's fine, Bing. Thanks.
Anytime you want to use my makeup kit, my dressing room, my car, golf sticks, anything.
Well, gee whiz, thanks. That's what I call a real
You
pal.
can even use my clothes.
Crosby, leave us not carry this friendship too far. Excuse me. You got it? Hello? Hello, Duffy. Hey, Duffy, how come you're calling away to California? Huh? Duffy, it's past Jersey. Why, certainly. Probably cost you about $1.25. Well, all right, I'll talk fast. Well, I'm here with Crosby and Trotter. Huh? Describe Trotter? Duffy, that's a big order. Huh? Give you an idea, huh? Well, all I know is that he tried to join the Air Force, but they turned him down on account of stomach trouble. He couldn't get it through the door of the plane. Huh? Crosby? He's a singer. Yeah. I was thinking maybe we could hire him to sing in a joint. Huh? Get Sinatra, huh? Listen, Duffy. There's a war on. These days you take ersatz. Listen, Duffy, you're wrong. This Crosby's a big name. Certainly, with a guy like that, we can jack up the sandwiches to a dime. Certainly. Another thing, a guy like that Crosby can help solve our employment problem. Certainly. Grows his own bus boys. Yeah. Well, I'll see what I can do with him. Okay, Duffy.
I take it I'm about to receive an offer, huh?
Yep, Crosby. $15 a week and all the food you can stomach.
15 the best you can do?
You want more than I'm getting? And don't forget the working conditions. You know, in any other joint, the customers throw things at you, but Duffy's always protects the artist.
They don't throw things.
Yeah, but you have the privilege of throwing them back. Besides, think of the prestige of a guy like you working in Duffy's. You'll be hurt by nothing but the hoi polloi.
Strictly high class, huh?
Strictly the carnage straight there. Yes, we hardly cater to nothing but countesses, princesses, maharajas, dukes, barons. Mercy, it's a novelty when a peasant walks in.
Listen, you think I don't know, I might not be good enough to sing in a lush spot like that.
Well, frankly, you ain't, but what can you get for 15 a week? Just a second. Hello? Hello, Duffy. Huh? Just a second. Bing, Duffy says we might use you as a singing waiter, but first he would like to hear you sing.
You mean I have to audition after all these years?
That's the point. It is possible that there have been too many of them years. Listen, Duffy. Didn't you ever hear the way the guy sings that boo-boo-boo-boo-boo? Certainly. He can sing and cool off the soup at the same time. Huh? Well, just a second. Crosby, Duffy would like to talk to you.
Okay, I got him. Hello, Duffy? This is Bing Crosby. Okay.
Can it be the trees that fill the trees with rare... What, Duffy? No, Duffy, no.
What's he saying?
He wants to know if I ever sold fish on Lenox Avenue.
Let me talk
Take
to
him,
him.
take him.
Duffy, Mr. Crosby is a high-class singer. He sold fish on Park Avenue. Huh? Okay, I'll ask him. Duffy, Duffy insists on an audition. What would you like to sing?
Well, Sweet Delaney's the one I generally audition for the snack bar trade.
Sweet Delaney. Well, that's right up my alley. I'll accompany you at the piano.
Okay, you going to play the piano? Yeah. Say, Arch.
Yeah.
Give me a little intro, huh?
A little intro?
Yeah.
The Steinway. The Kirby one.
Arch, I'm going to sing. I ain't going to dance. Ready?
That's what you say.
Can it be the trees?
This is Lalani.
Can it be the breeze that fills the trees with rare and magic perfume? Say, Arch. Hey,
huh?
I think we better check with Duffy, see how we're doing. Just see if I may be so ready.
Hello? Yeah. Well, what do you think of it so far, Duffy? Bad as that, huh? Yeah, I see.
What'd he say?
He says the singing is lousy, but to grab the piano player.
Down by the old mill stream, where I first met you, with your eyes of blue, dressed in gingham too. It was there I knew that you loved me. You were 16, my village queen. By the old mill stream. Down by the old, not the new, but the old mill stream. Oh, baby, by the old mill stream. That's where I first met you, pretty baby. All his eyes of blue. Dressed in gingham, not silk, not satin, but gingham too. For it was there, it wasn't here, it was there I knew. Oh, baby, it was there I knew. You loved me. You were 16. 16. My village never know just how much I miss you. You'll never know just how much I care. And if I tried, I still couldn't hide my love from you. You'd ought to know, for haven't I told you so 1,000,000 or more times? You went away, and my heart went with you. I speak your name in my every prayer. If there is some other way to prove that I love you, I swear I don't know how. You'll never know if you don't know.
The Music Hall was rebroadcast to you men and women in the armed forces of the United Nations by the Special Service Division of the War Department of the United States of America.
If you love the World War II era, consider following us on Patreon. You not only support this channel, but you will get daily posts of pop culture and a daily newspaper in chronological order. It's neat to follow the war as your parents, grandparents, or even your great-grandparents have followed it. Check us out with a 1-week free trial. A link is in the comments to this video.
Have you heard the strange tales of the Whistler?
I'm the Whistler.
Look, I know I haven't a chance. I know that I can't live. I can tell the way that doctor looks at me. And you, too. Why don't you tell me the truth? Why don't you?
Friday night, and again, CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. And so I tell you tonight the unusual story of death in the air. A girl, a rather ordinary brunette of 18, plainly dressed, steps out of an elevator on the 14th floor of a swank apartment house and moves silently down the hall. Pauses for a moment before a certain door, then turns the knob and steps inside. A handsome man of 35 jumps to his feet, stares at the girl a moment. Then, as she closes the door behind her...
Who are you? What do you want?
You don't know me. You never seen me before. But I know that you're Fred Blake.
Yes, I'm Fred Blake, so what? What's the idea of walking into my apartment?
I'm Mary Alberti.
Mary Alberti?
Does that name mean anything to you?
Why, lots of people are named Alberti.
Yeah. But I'm Mrs. Joe Alberti.
Joe Alberti?
Yeah. I thought that name would get a rise out of you.
What are you doing here?
Do you happen to know where my husband is at this moment?
Joe? Why, certainly I know where he is. Who doesn't? This morning he was sentenced. By now he's in the state pen.
Convicted of murder.
That's right.
A murder he didn't commit.
He was convicted. He had a trial.
But he's innocent. And you know it.
He yelled up the bank messenger. He shot him.
Then what became of the money?
How should I know?
Well, I know what became of the money. You have it.
How do you figure that?
Joe was working for you. As a chauffeur, he said. And I didn't know any different until he got into this jam. I didn't know what you were. Until he told me today. Just before he left.
Yeah, and what did he tell you?
That you were a gangster. And that he had nothing to do with the holdup or the murder. But that you planted the evidence on him. He was a fall guy.
Now, look, sister, I ran a couple of nightclubs and little gambling stuff. But I haven't yet gotten around to holdups and murders.
My husband wouldn't lie to me. He begged me to keep quiet about it. Because he was afraid if I made a fuss that you'd get rid of me.
What a wild imagination Joe has.
Joe told me the truth. Joe wouldn't lie to me.
The jury didn't believe his story?
He didn't tell him everything. He was afraid. Afraid for me.
Will you get out of here, or shall I call the police?
Nobody knows what became of the $50,000 my husband was supposed to have taken. Nobody but me.
So?
So, since Joe's been convicted, I think I ought to have the use of the money. So fork over, Mr. Blake.
Well, of all the brainstorms, you expect me to give you $50,000?
I do. If Joe grabbed it, it belongs to him. And since Joe's gone, it all becomes mine.
Are you nuts?
I know you don't carry $50,000 around with you, but you can get it tomorrow in cash. So I'll give you till tomorrow at noon to hand it over. That's 12 hours, Mr. Blake.
And if I don't?
Then I'll kill you.
I see. Well, where can I locate you tomorrow by noon?
At my hotel?
Very well. Just take this notepad and write your name and address. And your phone number.
Okay. There you are. And bring it in person, Mr. Blake.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't want anybody else in on this.
And if you don't show up with the money tomorrow, well, I'll catch up with you sooner or later. You'll pay eventually. I know you will.
I think I'll run up to the penitentiary and have a talk with Joe. He's all mixed up.
He isn't mixed up. Not now.
No?
No, Mr. Blake. Joe's dead.
What?
Dead. Killed himself on the way to the pen. He knew he was stuck and he couldn't face it. You did that, Blake. You killed him. So now you're going to pay. Through the nose. Good night, you dirty rat.
For 10 minutes or so, Fred Blake sits at his desk, thinking, studying the peculiar situation. Then there comes a knock at the door. He steps across the room and...
Yes, who is it?
Carl Winston.
What do you want, Carl?
I want to talk to you a minute.
Okay, come in. What's on your mind?
Well, I was told you wanted to see me.
Yes, Carl, I do. But I didn't expect you here at this time of night.
What do you want with me?
As if you didn't know. What are you going to do about this phony check?
Well, I haven't got the money now, but I'll get it eventually.
I've given you a month. Now I want the money.
Well, I'll get it. Really, I'll get it.
Well, if you can't get it, I can.
What do you mean?
Your father's district attorney of this county. I'll go to him. He'd pay it to hush it up.
Oh, please, Blake.
Or maybe I'd tell your father you ran up a liquor bill.
Look, Blake, I haven't got the money, but if you wait, I'll get it.
I've given you all the time I intend to. I want the money now.
Put up your hands, Blake.
Now, wait a minute. Don't try that bad man stuff on me. Put up that gun before you hurt somebody.
Give me that check. Hand it over.
Okay, Carl. But you're crazy.
Give me that check.
Sure. Here you are.
Let go. Get away from me. I'll kill you.
You crazy little fool.
Blake. Blake.
hovers between life and death. Several times he is revived from the coma sufficiently to answer questions of the detectives. Now, several days later, a week to be exact, the district attorney holds a conference.
Tell me, Blake, on the night you were shot, did you see your assailant?
No.
Do you remember anything that happened?
No, I remember the shot. Felt a stab of fire in my chest. Came to in a minute or so, I guess. Got to the phone and called the receiving hospital. And I passed out again.
And you didn't see the person?
No.
Blake, do you know a woman named Mary Alberti?
Yes.
Was she in your rooms the night you were shot?
Yes, how did you know?
On your date pad, we found her name and address and phone number. What time was she in your apartment?
Oh, about 12 o'clock, midnight.
And you were shot shortly after midnight.
That's right.
You think she did it?
I don't know who did it. That's for you to figure out.
What did Mary Alberti want? Why was she in your apartment?
Well, her husband Joe was my chauffeur. She wanted some money. She figured I'd help her out.
And did you?
Well, I told her I'd take care of her later.
Did you know Joe Alberti committed suicide?
Not until she told me.
Did Mary Alberti threaten you because you wouldn't give her some money at the moment?
Yeah, she did.
Do you think it was Mary who came back later and shot you?
I don't know. Could have been.
But she did threaten your life.
Yes, that's right.
Very well, Blake. There are witnesses to this conversation. It'll have to be repeated in court.
Okay, Winston.
You'll be notified about the trial.
Trial?
Certainly. I'm going to try Mary Alberti on attempted murder.
And so Mary Alberti is tried and convicted and sentenced for from 5 to 20 years. And now, 5 years, 5 long years have passed. Fred Blake has become wealthy, the boss of every racket in the county, and District Attorney Winston has been reelected on a new platform, a vice cleanup campaign. Fred Blake sends for the district attorney.
Come in, Winston. Sit down. Have a cigar?
Thanks. What's on your mind, Blake?
Well, I wanted to have a little talk with you, Winston, about your campaign.
Campaign is over. I've been reelected.
Yeah, but I mean your so-called cleanup campaign. When does that start, Winston?
It started the day I was reelected.
I see. My name at the head of your list?
I'm starting on you, Blake. And if I put you where you belong, well, that'll be a great accomplishment.
I think you're being foolish, Winston.
Do you? Why?
If you just dropped all this Puritan stuff, I could make it more than worth your while.
Blake, I was fortunate enough to be born the son of a very wealthy man. And money doesn't interest me in the least.
Money? Oh, no, not money. Something that's worth more to you than all the money in the world.
Blake, you couldn't bribe me no matter what you offered.
Mr. District Attorney, I'm going to change your mind in less than 1 minute.
All right, Blake. I'm listening.
5 years ago, you sent a girl to the penitentiary for attempted murder. My murder, remember? Well, you were wrong on that one. She didn't shoot me.
What? Then why didn't you say so?
I was saving it. Saving it for a rainy day.
What are you talking about?
The Alberti woman didn't do it. She was in my apartment that night, but she left. And a man came in. He owed me some money. He didn't have it. I threatened to tell his father that he had lost at gambling, and he went crazy. Pulled a gun and shot me.
Who was this man?
Your son, Carl.
Carl? I don't believe you.
Oh, but I can prove it. Look at this. His phony check. That's why he came to my apartment. He demanded the check. We scuffled when he pulled a gun. I hit him, and then he shot me. He left in such a hurry that he forgot the check.
I see.
But there's something more important than the check.
Yes? What?
A gun. A revolver.
Whose gun?
Take a look at it. 1 shot fired. Recognize that gun?
Why, yes, it's mine.
If ballistics were to check this gun and compare the bullet taken from my chest, they'd find a definite similarity in rifle markings.
I see.
Well, that's all there is to it. What do you say now, Mr. Winston?
You've really got me in a tough spot, haven't you, Blake?
If you care anything about your son or his future, you forget this cleanup business.
All right, Blake, I'll think it over. It's something that can't be decided in a moment.
Good night, Winston.
The cleanup campaign is dropped, and Fred Blake flourishes. He opens more gambling clubs, grows wealthier and wealthier. And a year later, he is a popular figure in the swank set of a southern beach resort. At the moment, Fred is a weekend guest at the beach home of one of the wealthy 400.
Oh, What a perfectly divine night.
Yes, Anitra, I've never seen such a moon.
So peaceful and quiet here on the beach. I didn't want to dance anymore.
Well, let's sit down here on these rocks.
All right.
Anitra,
Yes, Fred? What were you going to say?
are you going back to Boston Sunday?
Why, I don't know. I haven't decided. I've a few more weeks, but I really should get back. The magazine's so understaffed, and I've a world of illustrations to do. Why do you ask, Fred?
Well, I thought if you didn't have to go back, you might come over to my place for a week.
Your place? Oh, but Fred,
Yes, I'm having some guests down for a week. Several couples from New York.
Well, I don't know. I really should get back.
Please come, Anitra. Please do.
Well, it's very sweet of you.
Anitra, I really want you to come. Because,
Yes?
you know, the way the moon shines on your hair, it looks just like spun gold.
Does it? Is that what you were going to say?
No. There are a lot of things I want to say. Do you realize what a beautiful girl you are, Anitra?
Fred.
I mean it. From the moment I first saw you, you knocked the props right out from under me. Nothing else exists. Nothing else matters. Nothing but you, Anitra.
But, Fred,
I'm wild about you. Crazy.
Please, Fred, we better go back.
You've got to listen, darling. I love you.
Are you asking me to...
Yes. I want you to marry me.
But I'm a career woman. You don't want a career woman for a wife. Besides, we've only known each other for a few days.
I don't care, career or not. 2 days or 2 hours. I love you.
Let's get back to the house. Come on.
You mean you don't like me? Is that it? Or is it some other man?
No, I do like you very much, and there's no other man, but... Well, I'll have to think about it. If I marry, I know I'll give up my work, and I'm not sure I want to do that.
I see. Well, will you at least make me happy by joining the party at my place for a week?
Yes, I'll come, Fred. I'll stay here for another week, but please don't high-pressure me. Let me make up my own mind. Promise?
That's a deal. Shall we seal it?
Certainly.
With a kiss?
Fred, Please.
I love you, Anitra.
Let's go back to the house, please.
But Fred doesn't keep his promise. Fred isn't the type. When he wants a thing, nothing can change his mind. And by the time the week is up, Fred has made up Anitra's mind. They are married and decide to spend their honeymoon in Florida. But a few weeks later, their honeymoon is interrupted. Fred is stricken with an illness.
In this room, Dr. Phillips.
Thank you.
Fred,
Yes, darling.
this is Dr. Phillips.
Yes?
Well, Mr. Blake, what seems to be the trouble?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Dr. Phillips is a specialist from Miami.
Yes?
Suppose you tell me a few things, Mr. Blake.
Well, I'm afraid it's some sort of paralysis.
Paralysis?
Yes.
What makes you think that?
Well, the first time it hit me, I got kind of faint. My feet and legs became numb, sort of crept up on me. At first, it wasn't so bad, but the next time it came, it affected my hands and arms, too. I got dizzy and I passed out.
Oh, I see. You become nauseated, Mr. Blake?
No. But after the attacks, I'm so exhausted, I can't even get out of bed.
Well, I'd better give you a thorough examination.
What do you think it is, Doctor?
Well, I don't know at the moment.
Well, do you think it's serious?
Any interruption in the functions may be serious.
Do you think it would be best to take him to a hospital, Doctor?
I don't know yet.
No, darling, please. I'd rather stay here with you.
Yes, dear, of course, whatever you say.
Please, Mrs. Blake, would you mind stepping out for a while?
Oh, very well. I'll be in my room. Call me when you're finished. Everything's going to be all right, dear. Please don't worry.
Yes, I'll be all right.
May I come in?
Oh, yes. Come in, Mrs. Blake. I've finished.
It's been an hour. I just couldn't wait any longer.
Quite all right.
How do you feel, Fred?
Well, A little better, I guess. He pounded me and thumped and listened, but I don't think he knows himself. I do feel better. I'm going to get up and walk around.
Mr. Blake, I'd advise you remain as quiet as possible.
Why?
If you attempt to move about, I'll have to withdraw from this case.
What have you discovered? What is it?
Just relax.
Why don't you say it? Why keep it a secret? I'm entitled to know. Spill it.
Now, please, Fred, darling, please don't get excited. What is it, Doctor? Do you know?
Mrs. Blake, I'd like a few words with you. Step over here to the window.
Why, yes, of course, Doctor.
Very sorry.
I can't believe that.
Well, what are you talking about? Why go over there and mumble? Why don't you say it and be done with it? Did you hear me? What are you mumbling about?
Oh, Doctor, no.
What are you telling her, you quack? Why don't you tell me?
No, please, Mrs. Blake. Now, please be calm. I had to tell you.
If you don't tell me what you're talking about, I'll get out of this bed and brain you.
Oh, no. Oh, no, please. Darling, please don't get up. No, you mustn't.
Mr. Blake, I advise you to stay in that bed and control your temper. You're in no condition to withstand any form of excitement.
No? Then you know what's wrong with me?
I do. And believe me, if you want to recover, you'd best remain as quiet as possible.
It's that serious?
You have a chance, Mr. Blake. And that small chance depends mostly upon you yourself. I'll do my best, but it mostly depends on you.
Is it paralysis?
The knowledge of what it is will not help you. It is better that you think as little about it as possible. Good night, Mr. Blake. Good night, Mrs. Blake.
Anitra, what did he say?
Oh, Fred. Fred, you must try not to...
Another week passes, and Fred still remains in bed. He has had several more attacks, each one a bit more severe than the last. The doctor has made several visits, and Fred is now terribly frightened by the doctor's concern regarding his progress. Shortly before midnight, Fred feels another spell coming on, a little more severe.
Anitra!
Oh, yes, darling. Yes, Fred?
I'm getting fainted. It's coming on again. Get the doctor.
Oh, yes, Fred. I've already called him. He'll be here in a few moments. Now, be quiet, dear. Please don't exert yourself.
This is the worst yet.
Please be calm. You're all right.
No, I'm scared. This is it. I know this is the end.
Oh, Fred. Fred, don't say that.
I can tell.
No, you've nothing to fear, darling. Nothing.
I have. I can't help it. I'm afraid.
Fred, you must get hold of yourself. You must.
I know I haven't a chance. You know that. The doctor knows. He told you. I know, too.
Oh, please, Fred.
There's something I've got to tell.
Hush, darling.
You don't understand. I've got to tell someone.
Oh, you must calm yourself.
Well, you've got to listen to me. You've got to.
Well, the doctor will be here in just a few moments. Now, please try to save your strength, darling.
He can't help me.
Oh, come in.
I came as quickly as I could, Mrs. Blake.
It's another attack, Doctor. It seems to be worse than the last. He's terribly frightened.
Come now, Blake. You must try to get hold of yourself. The pulse is... Well...
Pulse is what?
Just a second. My bag, please.
Yes, Doctor.
Thank you. Now, let's have a listen with the stethoscope. Mm-hmm. Do you have a chill, Blake?
I don't know. I'm just awful numb. It's creeping up inch by inch.
Oh, please, Doctor. Can't we take him to the hospital?
The hospital? I'm afraid that... Well, he's as well off here as in the hospital.
Why don't you tell me the truth? I've got a right to know. Tell me the truth.
Now, you're going to be all right, Blake.
You're lying.
Mrs. Blake,
Yes, Doctor. What did you start to say?
Well...
Tell me. I've got to know.
Yes, Fred. Tell us, Doctor. There's no use evading the issue. Fred wants to know.
Very well. Since you insist, there is nothing I can do for you, Mr. Blake. Nothing anyone can do for you.
You mean it's a matter of days?
It may be only a matter of hours. I'm sorry, Blake.
Hours? Anitra.
Oh, darling, I knew, but I just couldn't let you know.
Hours? Doctor, will you leave us alone for a while?
Of course.
Oh, please, don't leave the house, Doctor.
No, I'll stay with you as long as you need me. I'll be in the hall. You call me if you want.
Anitra, get a sheet of paper and write what I tell you.
Yes, dear.
And please hurry, Anitra.
Of course, dear. Yeah. I'm ready.
To District Attorney Frank Winston.
District Attorney?
I never thought I'd do this, but here it is. Joe Alberti was innocent in the killing of the bank messenger. He was framed. I killed the messenger and framed Joe.
Fred.
And Joe's wife is innocent of trying to kill me. She didn't shoot me, and I want her released. I'm enclosing a check for $10,000 for her. And furthermore, what I told you about your son was a lie. He didn't shoot me either. He did come to my room. He had a gun. I took it away from him. And in the scuffle, the gun went off. I shot myself. So that clears everything up. Now you can start your campaign. But I won't be around to participate. Yours, Fred Blake.
Fred? Are you out of your mind? What? Well, this is ridiculous. I won't turn this over to the district attorney. I won't.
Please, Anitra, please do. I can't die. I just can't unless I know. Please. You've got to do it. Hand me the pen. I've got to sign it before my hands go numb.
Oh, no. No, don't sign it. Please don't. It isn't true.
It is true. Every word. Hold it. There. Oh, darling. You don't know what a relief this is.
All right, Fred. I'll do as you say. Oh, darling, I don't care what you've done. You've been so good to me. But if you want me to turn this over, I will.
I do.
Oh, Doctor! Doctor! Quick, Doctor!
You're too late, Doctor. Everything's okay now.
Well, it's all over. All over.
I was fortunate in getting a plane within half an hour after you phoned me, Mrs. Blake.
I understand, and I appreciate your coming.
Well, what is this about Fred Blake?
Well, Fred has been ill for several weeks, and last night, well, he got worse, became frightened, and made me take down this letter. He signed it, and then...
Letter?
Yes, you may read it. It's addressed to you. And I promised him I'd see that you got it.
I see. District Attorney... Joe Alberti. And what's this? Carl. Out of all things. I had a hunch this would clear up sooner or later, but how, I hadn't the slightest idea.
And here's the check for $10,000 to Mary Alberti. Will you see that she gets it and is released from prison?
Mrs. Blake, Mary Alberti was paroled over a year ago. You keep the check and I'll locate her for you. You can give it to her.
Do you know where she can be found?
I have a pretty good idea. Now, may I see your husband? I'd like to be sure that he is the Fred Blake.
Yes, of course. This way.
Yes, he's the real Fred Blake. That's all I wanted to know.
Anitra. Is that you, Anitra?
Good Lord, I thought he was dead.
What is this? Where am I?
Blake!
Doctor, what happened?
I'm not a doctor.
Well, then, who are you?
I'm District Attorney Winston.
Winston? What are you doing here? Where am I?
You're in your bed, but you're on your way to jail.
Jail? Are you crazy? I'm sick. I'm dying.
You may be right about that.
He isn't dying. It's all in his imagination.
Yeah? Get up out of that bed.
But I can't. I can't walk.
Then we'll carry you. All right, Murphy. Come in and carry him out.
Yes, sir. Come on, Jim. We'll make a saddle seat for him.
I'm sick, I tell you. I'm dying.
You're taking a plane ride north, whether you're dying or not. You signed this confession, didn't you?
What? Yes. But you weren't supposed to get that till I was dead. Why didn't you wait, Anitra?
Bring him along.
You'll never convict me. You'll never get that far because I'll be dead.
Come on, boys. Take him to the car.
Anitra, Anitra, why don't you tell them? It's all a mistake. They can't do this. Tell him.
Tell them what?
Oh, I'm dying.
What can I do, Fred? I did just as you asked me to do. I can't do a thing now. It's too late.
What's happened to you? What's happened?
Nothing. I've never been so satisfied in my life.
What?
I said this is the happiest moment of my life. Now get up, Fred. You can walk. You're stalling. There's nothing wrong with you.
You're crazy.
No, she's not crazy. She's clever. I've tried for over a year to work this thing out, and she did it all by herself. Yes, Blake, Mary Alberti, now known as Mrs. Anitra Blake, is a very clever woman.
Well, there you are. Mary Alberti, alias Anitra Blake, was a clever woman. She knew that her husband Joe was innocent, and when she was sent to prison for shooting Fred Blake, she made up her mind to eventually get out on good behavior. So she studied art, glamorized herself, changed her speech and appearance, and worked her way into the circles frequented by Fred. And everything worked out just as she planned. There was nothing wrong with Fred. He wasn't ill and he wasn't dying. Just a few grains of medicine each day was all that was necessary to bring on that numbness. And the doctor? Well, he wasn't a doctor. No, he was really the brother of her husband, the brother of Joe Alberti.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production was composed by Wilbur Hatch and conducted by Ivan Ditmars. The Whistler is written and directed by J. Donald Wilson and originates from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next week, same time,
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you another unusual story. Good night.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
If you love the World War II era, consider following us on Patreon. You not only support this channel, but you will get daily posts of pop culture and a daily newspaper in chronological order. It's neat to follow the war as your parents, grandparents, or even your great-grandparents have followed it. Check us out with a 1-week free trial. A link is in the comments to this video. Before you go, please subscribe to this channel and ring the bell. Feel free to share our content on social media. My name is Henry Chop. That's the way it was the week ending August 14th, 1943. Good night. God bless.
This changing world, this changing scene, where is it taking us? What does it mean? As long as we're certain of each other, we know we don't have to be afraid. These changing times we rise above. We have no time for them. We have our love, and love is the only thing that still remains the same through all this change.